Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 16th, Sweet 16 episode of Never Over the Hil. Today, I am welcoming my friend, Cassie Justice of Sea City Vintage. She is the co-owner with her husband, and Sea City Vintage is a seaside vintage and coffee shop.
Perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to let you, Cassie, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Hillary.
I'm going to let you talk a little bit about how you got started in what you are doing and a little bit about your journey.
It's been a journey. So we've owned the business for 3 years that we've been like flipping vintage, I would say full time. Before that, I was in finance and Tom was in construction. So I think like a lot of people, COVID changed our entire life.
Yes.
And we both really didn't want to go back into the corporate grind once we had kids.
I feel that.
The idea of spending, 3 hours commuting, missing breakfast, missing dinner, it was really sad. So we just went for it. I think like my pregnancy hormones had a lot to do with it, but it started as vintage. We found a great spot in Atlantic Beach, which is where Tom is from. And we had always kind of known we were going to renovate, but we didn't know what that was going to look like. We were in the space for 3 months, and we just kept hearing, we really thought this was going to be a coffee shop. This would have been a great coffee shop.
Was that the plan for you guys?
No, we just wanted to sell vintage.
Okay.
Like that was our passion.
Right.
But at the same time we're like, okay, we need like daily traffic. We're in a beach town.
Right.
Like
a beach town in Long Island. So just for those of you who don't understand what that means is like in the off season.
Yes.
You need
people.
Right.
Yeah, you got to work for your customer
Yes.
a lot more. And so for us, it was like an opportunity to bring in people. And we're like, how hard could it be to open up a coffee shop? Like,
Right.
really, like that was our mentality.
Which is probably better.
I
mentality.
guess. It was really hard, but now we have like a cute little store and it's amazing. And I always joke we live in a Hallmark movie because that's kind of what it feels like.
I mean, you totally do.
Right?
I just have to say that Cassie and Tom are the cutest couple. You're the cutest couple. You're both so kind and cool, and you feel very welcome when you come into your space. And it's like, you don't find that a lot when couples, work together and are doing all of the things together, that you get that like vibe of that this is like really the way you are. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It really adds to the like charm of the business.
I know. I feel like we're like a real mom and pop shop, like in a
Literally.
place that like it doesn't exist anymore, right? Like in this world, like people can't do this.
No.
And they don't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. I love it. It's amazing. And you're doing it really well. And next month, actually, they will be having a little mini pop-up here at the shop, which we're so excited about.
Yeah.
But I want to jump we'll get, more into the shop and everything like that. But I want to ask you a few questions about your style.
Okay.
Okay. So I always started off with, do you have a name for your style?
I call mine coastal casual.
Love it.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
So it changes seasonally, obviously, but I feel like most of the things like I wear are something you would wear while you're at the beach, right? So in the off season, that looks like jeans with like some type of coastal crew neck. Like today I'm wearing Nantucket, but like I have so many. And then in the summer, it's more like cabana sets or jeans with like a cute t-shirt, something like that.
Okay. And I feel like actually even though that's your style, like your style, I feel like it's super trendy right now also.
Yes.
What was the style for this season that was coming? It was like
Fisherman aesthetic. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we ended up being on trend this year, which was like so helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so that leads me to my next question, which is, do you have a daily uniform?
I do.
Okay.
I have 2 toddlers, so I really don't think I could survive without a daily uniform. So yeah, in like the off season, it's a pair of pants. I have like a rotating 5 pairs of pants that I wear, and then a sweatshirt with like some kind of t-shirt underneath it, and then literally what I just said, like in the busy season, it's jean shorts and a cute like vintage tee.
Right.
Or I love like a matching co-ord set.
Love it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting like a little bit of Dirty Dancing vibes.
Yes, like when they go to the Catskills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we were just talking about.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So if you had to describe your style in 3 words, even though you already gave a name, which I love, what would those 3 words be?
I would say cute, comfortable, and cute, comfortable.
Coastal.
I know, but I said coastal before, so I didn't want to do it.
I know, but I love
the 3 C's. Yeah. Okay.
It's very Cassie.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we have to do a reel with this. Yeah. The 3 C's. Cassie's 3 C's. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So growing up, do you have a style memory that makes you cringe?
Cringe.
Okay, so I'm going to ask it both ways. A bad style memory and a really awesome style memory.
So I went to middle school and high school in like the early 2000s.
Okay.
So it was quite a time to be alive. We were like the last generation pre-technology. So our style didn't really like come from the internet. It came from TV. So for me, I was very inspired by like the OC, Laguna Beach, like all of those. So I would say like as those shows came out, that's what my style like changed into. I wore a lot of Hollister, a lot of beach brands, a lot of surf brands.
Did you grow up also in
I grew up in
Atlanta?
South Carolina.
Oh.
Both my parents were in the Navy, which is like the
Wow.
nautical tie.
Wow, that is so
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know that. Okay.
And then I went to middle school and high school in New Jersey, and my high school was right by the beach.
So you've just had this theme running
It
through
really
your life.
is. And we went to college in Rhode Island. We lived in Miami for a year.
Wow.
Like, we've really like, and now we live at the beach. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you meet Tom in college?
I met him my first week of freshman year of college.
I mean, this story is totally Hallmark movie. I can't even.
It is.
I love
is,
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was like a style? You can start off with let's start off with a good memory.
Yeah, so I think like good memories would be like the first time my mom let me buy a pair of like Hollister jeans. My mom was very strict.
Okay.
So like I was only allowed to wear certain things. Like low rises were like not a thing in our household. And so I remember when I got to go to Hollister and I got to get like distressed low rise jeans, like peak memory.
Right.
And then I would say like cringe. So I went to middle school in New Jersey, and like at that time where I was living, like girls wore like oversized like wrap sweatpants. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like
Yeah.
and then like baby tees. Like
Yes.
so I don't know, for a year I wore like a FUBU t-shirt, which like is very not me, and these oversized sweatpants.
Okay.
That would be like cringe.
Right.
But that's middle school. I mean, everybody's like middle school style is horrible.
Yes, and everybody, whenever I ask them about the cringe memory, it's always middle school.
Yeah, because it's the worst. It's the worst time to be a kid.
Yeah, I agree. My son's in middle school right now, and it's just
It's
like,
so hard.
I know.
So
I don't know if it's harder for boys or girls, or like it's just different. But yeah, I feel like you're trying to figure out like what your style is. You like want to look like other people at that point, you know. And yeah, I can picture this though. Of the look,
the outfit,
like,
the oversized pants.
Yeah.
I do love a baggy jeans, so
Yes.
like it's not the craziest thing, but it's just not me.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and the good memory is when you got to get like the
pair of
jeans,
cute of
like
jeans
the really okay
that I
And what
wanted.
would you wear with the jeans?
Oh my gosh, probably just like a baby tee. Like I feel like I always wore like striped t-shirts where like my midriff.
Oh yeah, I love that still. Oh my God, I'm always looking for like a little kid's. I got a little kid's t-shirt in your store, and I was like, I'm getting this for my son. Kept it for myself. Yeah.
The Long Beach Recreation one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, so let's see. What is the most versatile piece in your wardrobe?
Ooh, the most versatile. I feel like, so I have a pretty much like a capsule collection, because like I said, I can't make a lot of decisions when it comes to like anything.
Right.
at this stage in my life. So I would say mostly everything I have can be worn together. So like I pick a color theme for the season, and it's like,
Really?
Yeah, like I usually, like if I'm going like navies and browns, I won't even have black shoes out. Like I try to keep it pretty simple.
Okay.
Because
I
I
love
have
that.
to.
Yeah.
Like I just can't survive like having to figure
Right.
out things.
Right. Well, you do figure out things every day.
Right,
Just
so I
your
need, like,
clothing
easier
needs
things.
Yes.
And just at this point, you know, it's not like I'm just not in the phase of my life where it's like, oh, I can go and just like dress up in like whatever. So, but
do you tend to wear
probably,
a lot
like,
of
my-
vintage clothing? Like, is that what you...
yeah. I mean, pretty much always a vintage sweatshirt, and if it's not a vintage sweatshirt, it's like an Atlantic Beach sweatshirt
Right.
from the shop.
Yes.
My jeans and stuff are newer,
Right.
but usually thrifted.
Yeah. But so, like, if you were saying something that you can wear the most or that you reach for the most, it's like probably a vintage sweatshirt
Probably.
or jeans. Yeah.
I mean, like, at this
Right.
stage. Like, in the summer, it's different.
Yeah.
It's dress.
Yes.
Like,
okay. So
dress.
you're a dress girl in the summer.
Yes. Like, if I'm not at the shop and I don't have to, like, be, you know, if I don't have to be making, like, lattes
Right,
and doing,
right,
running
right.
around.
Yeah.
Yes, dress.
Yeah. But it's like,
little
I feel
dress.
like a dress also, you don't have to do a top and a bottom. It's just a one piece, which
Yeah.
I love.
It's
I
an
love
easy,
that. Yeah.
easy pick.
So growing up in, living in all the different places, did you always have a feeling that like your style would play a role in what you did? Well, I mean, you said you were in finance, so
No. Yeah. Like, I always was creative. So, like, I was always, like, a crafter. But I never really feel like I had this space to explore what that meant. So I loved, like, art and creativity and, like, creating things and making things and whatnot. But I don't really think I ever gave myself the space to understand, like, what could be the potential with that. And I think a lot of what I'm doing now is me exploring, like, all the different like ways I love to create. I keep touching this.
okay.
I'm sorry if it's going to be like
I
fuzzy.
think it's good. I used to do that all the time too. When I started out doing this, I had the handheld microphone, which I think I want to bring it back. Maybe, yeah, I love it. But well, one thing that I was going to say about your shop that's so cool is I just signed up for a tie-dye towel workshop.
Yep.
And so Cassie and Tom plan these amazing interactive pop-ups where you're making something or you're doing something, candle making, bracelet, tie-dye.
And then we have like random pop-ups just like you do, like
Yes.
with people coming to sell their stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. But I feel like that's another way that you've brought like creativity into the mix of your store. It's
Yeah.
like
crafting.
Yeah.
Crafternoons.
It feels like camp, like summer camp
It
for
does.
adults.
It does. Yeah. Well, I mean, people are looking for things to do. I think, like, especially millennial girls, like, I was thinking about it the other day, like, me and my friends in our 20s, we would, like, go out for drinks all the time, or we, like, go do things all the time, and we're in a different place in our life where it's not always, like, we want to go get a drink or we want to do something, so it's, like, a fun thing you could do with a friend
Yeah.
or somebody else that's, like, not centered around drinking, still cute and aesthetic,
Yeah.
a chance to take a picture,
Right.
you know, and it's, like, girls want those girly things to do.
Yep.
They just do.
Totally. Well, I'm Gen X, and I have to say, I
Also love
I also love it. And yeah, I think all ages like
Yes.
want that and
Yes.
crave that. And it's like the same vibe as like you want to support a local business or you want to go into a shop that has like a mom and pop feel.
Or an
but-
experiential
yes.
feel or like a cozy feel and
Yeah.
not just like your shop feels like that. Like you step in and you're like, I'm a happy person because I'm in a happy place.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah, the same thing with
Yeah.
you. And it's also just like you feel like actual people own it and run it and curate it and are there to interact with you. And I
Right.
think that that's so important. And I love doing collaborations and doing anything. Okay, so last year, Cassie found all of this collection of Hawaiian shirts,
Yeah.
vintage Hawaiian shirts. And then I had this idea to write funny things on them or have towel pockets
I love
added
the
or
towel pockets.
towel like patches. And I came and popped up at your shop, and then we sold out. I have a couple left, but we're gonna do it again. And then my friend Joy chain stitched things, and it's just so much fun to, instead of like, oh, we're in competition, it's like we want to support each other and we want to do fun things together. And I just think that that's like,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like that's what we are both like, and our energies match each other very similarly.
It's the Aries.
Yeah.
It's the Aries. Yeah. I'm Aries moon and Cassie's Aries sun. So we're like,
fire.
I somehow always bring up astrology on this show. Like,
you have
it's like,
to.
I can't help
it.
I'm wearing my astrological ragazza jacket today. Okay. Let's see. Okay. When you have an event to go to or something that you actually have to like take the sweatshirt and jeans off and put on something that you're like, you feel like you're best in.
Okay.
What are you reaching for?
What kind of event?
Something that's like...
What's my attire?
Okay, so like you're either speaking at something or you're attending like a dinner or something that is like a nighttime,
like
a
nighttime thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely be a dress girl. So I always dress for my eyes too. So I tend to go to like greens or turquoises. So something cute, but like short. I'm always like a mini dress. Like I'm not wearing one right now, but like that's my go-to if I'm trying to like feel good, look cute, is a mini skirt.
Okay. Yeah, I love a mini skirt.
I know you do.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what shoe? Like, what kind of shoe are you wearing?
I hate heels. I'm a short, I don't know why I never got into heels, but I wore them when I had to in my 20s. Yeah. I just like a flat.
Okay,
like,
that's totally, but I hate heels.
It took a long time to be comfortable, like, not wearing. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, and I'll do it once in a while if I absolutely have to.
Right.
But, like, I like a flat.
Okay. Do you have a favorite shoe? Do you have, like, a favorite cute flat that you...
So Tom's mom worked for Steve Madden.
That's right.
For 15 plus years. So I have every style shoe you could ever possibly imagine. That is the fun part to like dress up.
Totally.
Is like to pick something cute.
Yes. And then do you have like vintage accessories that you wear with the...
I'm not really an accessories girl. Like I don't wear a lot of jewelry.
Oh yeah, you have your little tiny band.
That's it. Well, my ring is getting fixed because I broke it for the 4th time.
Oh my God. That's a
picking up heavy furniture thing. Yeah. So I'm not really like, I have a cute bag, but I usually leave it in the car.
Okay. And I love this. I'm getting like a very 1960s vibe from you. Like a 1960s, like, I don't know who the person is, like a movie star, but somebody who is like doesn't dress up a lot, and it's like a beachy, like Gidget. Do you know who Gidget is?
Talking about.
Okay,
yeah. I'm Gidget.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe from you. It's like you're wearing a mini skirt, you're wearing flats, you're very beachy, like...
I'm easy.
Yeah.
Coastal casual.
Yes. So you really live that.
I do.
Live that coastal casual vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why it's like authentic to your... I just love when you meet someone and their whole, everything like goes and matches. Not on purpose, like it's not like that's just who you are. And then your business reflects that.
It is kind of cool.
Yeah. It's like the style, like it's like a thread running through like everything.
Yeah.
You know, that you guys do.
And it's funny because if you would have asked, like, going back to, like, Hollister, loving teenage Cassie, like, I always thought I would live at the beach. I thought it would be California. But, like, I don't think I would be so surprised at, like, what my life is.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then when did you get out of finance? Like, how long?
During COVID. I took maternity leave, and I hadn't figured out a childcare plan, and my boss told me she was leaving, and so there was going to be, like, a lot of responsibility when I got back, and I didn't have a childcare plan, and I literally had, like, a full-blown meltdown, and from the ashes, it came this, Like so I just quit my job. Rising. It was crazy.
I love that.
It was, like,
have you ever looked back and been like, oh, my God, what did I do? Or you were
Last year, like, last summer, after... what I call my childbearing years came to an end. I like feel like I woke up and I was like, what
Yeah.
how did I get here? What are we doing? Where is this going? And I feel like that's when we started to pivot and like really like ramp up what we were doing, because it was like, you know, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, how did we
curse
get
on
here?
Totally
Yeah.
fine. So one thing, and so I'm going a little bit off my questions because I'm so impressed by what you have both created. And last year, you started this vintage market, which I participated in the first one. It was November?
October.
Okay, and they hosted it at this brewery in Long Beach, and I am not kidding. It would have seemed like these people had done this professionally for years and years. The organization, the signage, the way that it was so well done. You impressed this Virgo big time. Okay, like I could only dream of being that organized. Not only was it organized, but there was C, who is actually sitting right here. She did all the video, all the reels, all the social. Okay, that was super impressive. And you had the food guys come.
Yeah.
So many people showed up to this event. It was insane.
I know, we were a little shocked too.
And then they did it again. And this coming summer, you guys are doing an outdoor market. It's like, I truly don't, people say this to me all the time. They don't understand how I do all the things. I don't understand how you guys do
I
all
don't
the
know how
things
we do it
with
either.
2 small children. It blows my mind. So I'm just going to say, like,
I
I love
think
it. If you guys are local, you have to go check out the shop and also go to this flea market. What is the date of the flea market?
Sea City Vintage. It's our outdoor market, June 29th in Kennedy Plaza, which is where we do like our farmers markets in the summer.
Well, okay, so we'll put that in the show notes, but I just had to talk about that because that is like such a...
Thanks. But it goes back to like, what did I do in finance? I planned events. Like my background is events and marketing. And so I feel like it was a really natural place for us to step into. But to your point about like, you know, there is no competition. Like I really feel like, especially in the vintage world,
I agree with that.
The more we can work together, the more everyone is going to benefit, because people travel to do this as like an activity, right? So if you have 20 vendors together, it becomes like a fun activity for everybody.
Right.
But if you're like up against each other and like you're not, you know, those type of people, it changes the dynamic. And I feel like when we stepped into vintage, it was a very pretentious place, and Tom and I have always aimed for this feeling of like trying to cut away that bullshit.
So like, meaning like, it's not like first dibs. It's not like...
It's not pretentious. Like vintage should be accessible.
Yes.
Like everybody should be able to get something cute. It's not like you're no better for having like an Ames chair. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I feel like a lot of vintage dealers can come across that way. And
totally.
That's maybe
like if you don't know the history and you don't know. Well, it's like, it's that saying like one person's trash is another person's treasure. And it's like, it's true.
It's so true. Yeah. And like the stuff we collect half the time anyways literally would be somebody else's trash, but we can like put it together and it looks cute, you know?
Well, you guys are also really good at curating it, which I think makes a big, big difference when it's not just you're throwing it on a table, you're arranging it, you're creating collections out of it. Tell me about your most memorable style memory. Like, was it your wedding? Was it something that you just like hold in your mind of like something that you wore that was like...
I know I keep hitting it. I'm trying to think something that like is like a memorable... I feel like I had such a small wedding, so it's not my wedding dress, even though I loved my
What was your wedding dress?
It was just like, I went to Anthropologie with Tom's mom on like a random day because we decided we were going to get married in like 2 months in our backyard, and I just like picked something off of the rack, and it was like cute. It kind of like came off the shoulder.
Was it mini?
No, it flowed. We got married in October, so it was cold.
Right.
But I'm trying to think. I guess if I think, going to Nantucket, actually, my cousin got married in Nantucket when I was pregnant. It was the only time I actually felt pretty when I was pregnant was in the dress that I wore to her wedding.
Okay.
It was this like nude, like off the shoulder, little sparkly thing, but it was the first time of my whole
How pregnant were you?
I was nervous I was going to have to give birth there.
God.
I was like 8.5 months pregnant.
And so what the dress was just made you feel.
It just made me feel pretty. Like, I think, like, in a moment where I had not felt pretty for months on end. But I think, maybe, like, a recent one like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any pictures from that day?
I don't have my phone. It's somewhere. Yeah, I'll show it to you.
But show it, and then we'll send it to Harlan so he can put it in the YouTube if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So what is a style that you will never be over? Like something that you just, it could be even a look that someone else wore, but something a look that you'll never be over.
I would say Rachel Bilson in the OC in the early 2000s. Like, she was peak millennial girl. Yeah. And, like,
oh my God, I'll
never be over that.
Yeah. I was older watching that show, but I loved her. I loved her so much. She reminds me of you a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like that cute, like, coastal, you know.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I was like, Summer is such a good name.
It
I
is.
should have named Maggie
That's my
Summer.
daughter's middle name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
That's a good name.
So I actually am going to ask you some questions that I don't normally ask because of your business, because of what you do.
Cool.
What is your, and you can, I know it's hard to say one thing, but let's say top vintage find ever in the categories of furniture.
Okay.
Little small item.
Okay.
Like a lamp or like a piece of whatever.
Okay.
Or art. And clothing.
Okay. All right. So furniture, we still have it. So we have this beautiful buffet that's like underneath our TV that our kids are destroying, but it's Danish. It's from the 70s. It was from a one-family home, and like we were gonna sell it, but then just never could do it. Right. So I would say that.
Okay.
And the whole house had like the most beautiful furniture.
So did you get to sell some of the other stuff?
Yes,
from
we
the
sold
house?
our dining room set. We sold a bar. I mean,
Where was this house?
On Long Island. I don't remember where, but it was one of those houses where you go into the dining room twice a year just for that meal, so that everything was pristine.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
amazing. For art, that's really hard. We get a lot of good art.
Yeah.
A good story is like the Kennedy piece. Do you remember the JFK?
Yes.
That was Tom's favorite, and we
sold it.
We sold it.
We sold it.
And we had been looking for it for like literally years at this point. I walked into a place I source every day, like,
wow,
and it was just standing there. Like,
so I mean, that really goes to show like you have to be constantly looking
and going to your same spots like all the time.
Right.
I know. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because that was like a.
Do you have a picture of that?
Yeah, I have a picture of that.
I need a picture of that too.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And then what was the other thing?
Clothing.
Ooh. So we went to this house in Atlantic Beach.
Is this the Marlboro stuff?
No.
Okay.
Actually, that's really cool. I have to go there after this, to that house in Jericho.
Okay.
But she had 60 pairs of unworn, like, Levi's, basically.
From what era?
All eras. From, like, the early 60s all the way to the 2000s.
You took them to the shop?
We're cataloging for her, and then we're going to do, like, a sale for them.
So these have not hit the... Mm-mm. Okay.
And guess.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Yeah, some really good ones.
Actually, my grandmother had a shop in Huntington in the 70s and 80s, and she sold Guess before it was, like... a thing.
Yes, yeah.
Yep, she knew George Marciano or whatever his name is. Yeah. Okay, so those are really good, but I need to be like in on this Levi's sale.
Yeah, so that was the Marlboro house, and then they had the Levi collection, and then there's also like 40 pairs of cowboy boots.
What size?
Like 8.5, 9.
Oh my God, this is so exciting.
You're gonna have a whole outfit.
Oh my God, I'm so excited right now, especially for the cowboy boots.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to do something like a coastal cowboy. I fought the cowboy trend for so long. Like, me and C would joke about this for so long. I fought it. I didn't get the coastal cowboy candle in the fall when it came out.
I've never even heard of this thing. What is?
I think it was invented by Codfish Cowboy in Long Beach. But
Oh, okay.
no, I mean, there's something about like, no, because I guess there's like ranches and stuff in Montauk.
Okay.
And like something about like the being by the beach, but
Okay,
also
but
being
Coastal Cowboy could also
cowboy.
be California. It could be many different places. It could be Texas, really.
Yeah.
But see, I don't like. I think I don't really. I remember when I was in high school in the '90s. We were wearing Justin boots and Levi's, and it was very like Beverly Hills 90210
Right.
had a moment with that. Like, I feel like trends always obviously come back.
Right.
And I've had a pair of Fry Cowboy boots for 30
With fries in
years.
there. Yeah.
And I pull them out, but it's not because it's on trend. I pull them out because I'm like, I see them sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to throw this on with a dress or mini dress.
So cute.
So I feel like it's really all of these trends, like the fisherman aesthetic and all of that stuff, like coastal grandma and whatever these things are that come and go. It's like, I feel like you can always wear, just like your look is coastal casual. You're always in style.
Yeah.
Because that's what you...
Because it's classic.
Yes, it's classic. I feel like as long as it's a classic thing, you can always be in style, and never have to worry about like being on trend. But it is cool to see these trends come out. And to see people
and it's cool to see like how certain people have been like ahead of it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, everybody's catching up with like something that somebody else has been doing for so long.
Yeah.
Like,
I think a couple years ago there was something that I saw that was like Tomato Girl Summer.
yes.
Okay? Tomato Girl Summer is like, so I don't know why that just resonated with me.
Yeah.
Like tomato red is my favorite. Yeah. And I was like, it felt very like Italian to me.
It is.
Like with gingham and like the whole thing.
So
and
cute.
Yeah, I just love, I love the like names of these things.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we should make one for ourselves. I think I'm going to make one for the summer.
You should. A Terry Girl Summer or something like that.
So cute.
Something for your
Yeah,
towels.
you heard it here first, everybody.
It's a Terry Girl Summer.
Okay, so anyway, I now am going to ask you the 3 ending questions.
Okay.
What is the first thing you do in the morning?
I wash my face and brush my teeth
Okay.
every morning. Yeah. I'm out the house in like 20 minutes.
Nice, which also is probably due to your pared down capsule wardrobe.
And that I'm trying to get out of the house before everybody wakes up.
Yes.
So I'm like first one out. Tom does morning routine at home. I do morning routine in the shop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like my time to myself.
I love that. That's so important to have as a mom.
Yeah.
And business owner.
Yeah.
And okay, so what is the last thing you do before you go to bed?
I wash my face and brush my teeth. It's like literally the first and last. And yeah.
So it's like opening the day, closing the day.
Yeah.
Do you have any like routines? Like, do you read every night? Do you watch a show? Is there something that
So I have like a routine at the shop.
Yeah.
So usually because I'm rushing to get to the shop in the morning, I kind of like give myself time to like ease in there. So before I start, because I bake all the stuff at the shop now.
She's also a baker, everyone.
It's so
delicious, all the things that you have.
Yeah, so I started doing that this year.
Okay.
But it was part of like wanting to establish a good morning routine. So I get to the shop around like 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And I make myself a cappuccino, which is like the best part of owning a coffee shop is to make yourself a coffee shop cappuccino whenever you want it.
Yes.
And then I do these things called activations. Have you heard of these?
Yes.
It's like an app.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about the app, but I know,
So it's like motivational speaking to like cinematic music.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know about the cinematic music.
Oh, it's amazing.
Is it like affirmations?
No.
Oh, okay.
There are like ones that are affirmations, but it's more like a manifestation. It's like...
So you're turning on your power?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're all different.
Yeah.
So like if I really want to, I've never really talked about this, but I want to have like a really good day at the shop, for instance, there's like abundance activations and you just like listen to it. Some of them are 5 minutes, some of them are 20 minutes.
Okay.
And they just get you in this mindset of like deserving everything that life is giving you and being grateful for where you are, but excited about where you're going.
I need this app. I think we all need this app. It's like a meditation.
It's kind
a guided.
I can never get into meditation.
Okay.
It's like I don't sit still. I'm like
It's the Aries.
I'm in my mind like way too much.
Yeah.
So these are nice because they're like pumping me up. They're making me feel good about myself. They're kind of like that pep talk you just like need to give your inner voice.
Yes.
Yeah. So I do that
Okay.
and then I start like my morning routine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the shop, which
Right.
is like, getting all the things ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to like witness your entire day. It sounds
It's
intense, but like
it is.
in a good way.
Yeah. And then I go to bed at 7:30. So I'm like, I know.
Okay, do not text Cassie after 7:30.
And just know that I'm probably
so
asleep.
you need a certain amount of hours of sleep.
I need 8 to 10.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
8 to 10.
That's why I could never wake up at 5:30 because I can't go to bed that early.
Yeah.
Does Tom go to bed that early?
No. So I do bedtime routine. So I'll get Maggie to sleep and I'll usually fall asleep putting her down and then I'll get Declan to sleep and then I'll usually stay asleep.
Right.
And then I wake up at some point.
Right. Okay.
But yeah.
So cute. Okay, so my final question is, what do you sleep in?
Usually just a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Just a
last
t-shirt.
couple guests have said nothing. I'm so glad you did not say that.
I'm glad I didn't either. Especially because I said I fall asleep sleeping next to my kids.
I know, exactly. Okay, so this was so much fun to have you on. I want everyone to know where to find you on social, your shop, and all of that.
So we're Sea City Vintage, SEA, like the ocean, City, like New York City, Vintage, and we're Sea City Vintage on Instagram, on TikTok, online, seacityvintage.com.
And then your shop is where?
In Atlantic Beach, on Long Island, which is basically between Long Beach and Rockaway. We're like this itty-bitty little town in between.
Super cute. So, and then the all the information, because Cassie's so organized, all the information about the pop-ups, the events, and all of the
Markets
vendors, the
and stuff.
markets
Yep.
are all on the Instagram also, right? And
Yeah,
on your website.
and our website,
Yep.
yeah.
So that is that, everybody. And also, they'll be popping up here at Royal Native in May, so you can come check out the collection here too. Thank you. Bye.